Hey, good morning there, Internet fans. It's Ryan Perry with Simple Biz Support. Today is Internet Marketing Thursday, and as usual, I have Virginie Dorn with Business Website Center down in Petaluma, California with me. Good morning, Virginie.
Good morning. It's a great day today. The Giants won. Yeah.
Yes, I actually caught the end of the game. It was quite
Oh,
the nail biter, though.
I could not stand it. I kept going in and out of my room. I had to walk away for a few minutes and come back. That was great, though.
Yeah, it ended up being a very good series, and I saw the post where the Royals have like a water fountain in the background, and I guess if
hmm
they hit a home run, they typically the water fountain goes off, and it was in blue, and they had the water fountain at the end of the game going, but it was the color orange, so I thought that was very classy of them.
Yes. No, they did a great game too. And it brought them back on the map. They were kind of unknown and heard of for a while. So they're back on the map. Good for the
Yeah,
Royals,
yeah. We'll
but
see
good
what
for
happens next year.
me.
So speaking of maps, I don't know if you did this intentionally or not, but we're actually talking about Google My Business today, which is essentially how to be found as a small business owner, or actually a business owner in general, how to get your business found on the map section of Google. And that section has gone through a few iterations. We talked about it the other week, and today we're going to go into a little bit more detail on how to find out if there's already an account set up, if that account's been claimed, what should you do when you actually get into your account as far as setting it up, and hopefully give the person, the business owner that really doesn't understand Google, a better understanding of how they can plug themselves directly into Google's database. For me, from an SEO point of view, this is one of the very first places I'm going to go besides the client's website and say, we must be in this database. Very, very important.
Great. I think it's going to be useful information for everybody watching us. Do you want me to take it from there and then?
Yeah, why don't we jump right into it? So for me, I guess the big question is, if I'm a business owner, I'm not familiar with Google, Google Places specifically, how would I find out if I actually have my business in their database?
Great question. Well, first and foremost, go to google.com/business, and perhaps I could do a screen share so people can follow us as we go around. So there's going to be a free scenario. That one. Let me see when you see the screen share. Yes? So there are
Yes,
three scenarios. Your business is either already listed on the map or it's not. But if it's listed on the map, it's either claim or not claim. So again, listed and claim, listed and not claim, or not even listed at all. So it's going to be one of three, since you're looking to see if your business is there. Google has made it very simple now. You used to have to go to Google Map and so forth. Now you can just go to, again, google.com/business, and there are a couple of blue buttons that say Get on Google. Either of them will go to the same link. If you click there, it's going to take you to a map. And then it clearly tells you, search by business name or address. So we'll jump through. And I can see there's only one business website center in the US listed on Google Maps. So if I click here, it's going to load, and I'm going to say yes, the A is the one. It's actually telling me it's already been claimed. Obviously, it's been claimed by me. Someone else has already verified this listing. So if it's your listing and it's being verified by somewhere, it gets a little bit more complicated. Because it could have been someone you hired for a short time and now you don't know where they are, or a
right.
past
Let's
employee.
let's not go into that, because that's
Okay,
that's a whole half-hour conversation
correct.
by itself.
So again, so that's option one.
Yeah, so in this case, though, we've gone in, the website's been claimed already. Hopefully you already know that, so if you log in with your Gmail username and password that the website was claimed with initially, you'll have access. If you don't, you need to go through a process. That part we're going to skip over today because that's a whole nother conversation on its own. Do you have an example of what it would look like if the website wasn't already claimed and we didn't get that error message?
Actually, because I have a client named Toby Ellen French. She's a local therapist, and she's going to actually work on a Google business account the next couple of weeks by herself. So if I look for her, there's one listing here. So Google knows she's in existence, and they know she's already in Sebastopol, a local town here. So if you click there, so again, I recognize that's me. It's actually say we need to create a Google Plus account so that you can manage your business on Google. Please confirm the information. And then there is a check mark, I'm authorized to manage this account, and then you can continue. And as you continue, it will take you to different steps. I'm not going to actually.
Right. So this is an example of somebody where Google has their business name in their database, but at this time the business owner hasn't actually claimed the business. And just so people know, Google is constantly pulling information from Yellow Pages and other local search directories such as Twitter and Facebook. So especially if you're a new business and you get a phone number, you're in the Yellow Pages, even if you're not paying for an ad, you're in their database. Google's going to get that information at some point and put it into their database and just say, hey, we've got your business here, but we really don't know what to do with it, and that's why we want to claim it.
Yes. So we just covered scenario number 2, just as you mentioned. So the last scenario is Google doesn't even know you're in existence, and they don't know you have a brick and mortar location. Now remember, you have to have a street address in order to be on Google. P.O. Box won't cut it. So I'm going to actually look for a company which I know is not listed. So I'm going to tell this client they should have it. So it's Amissos Plumbing. So now I see one in Canada. So actually it goes all the way to Canada nowadays. It used to just be the US. But I'm like, well, that's not the right thing. So I'm just going to put one of their office location, which is Saint Raphael. As you can see, there's nothing. It says we could not find Amissos Plumbing Saint Raphael. So there's different possibility. Perhaps it is listed, but with a slightly different name. Maybe it was misspelled, or maybe it's not plumbing, it's Amissos something else. So there's some little bit of research a business owner should do, just to make sure that indeed they are not listed under a misspelled name, for instance, because it's easier to claim a listing that is already in the map than create one from scratch. That takes longer for Google to approve.
Right. Now, back in the old days, before Google got really sophisticated, and I don't know if this would work with your plumbing client or not, I used to always do a search in Google Maps. So I'd go to google.com/maps, and in the search bar, I would put a phone number in. And so that was the way I also checked not only does the business that I'm going to start working with have an account, but a lot of times they might have duplicate accounts, because Google, the one thing that ties all the databases together in Google is the phone number. So you can have 5 different addresses, but if they're all tied to the same phone number, it's that phone number that's that constant link. So a lot of times I would do a search by phone number, and that was kind of my, all right, if it's not in here with the business phone number, then I know they're not in the database at all. Or it might bring up 3 or 4 different locations. Excuse me, not locations, but entries in the database. And what's really important as a business owner is that if you do a search and you find that you're listed 3 times at the same location, you need to claim all 3 of those accounts and then delete or merge 2 of them so you only have one, because then we end up with duplicate content issues, and they will shut down your Google Plus account until you get that cleaned up.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, and it happens a lot, especially when you had different people over the years claiming to help you with your Google Plus account. And one did it halfway, the other one did it, almost all the way, and now you end up with a bunch of duplicate, which is just one of the worst things you can do on Google. One thing I remember, a story to share for the people out there is Amissos Plumbing, actually, not so long ago, they used to pay some guy out of his house who had claimed their listing. And if you don't know what you don't know, Nick, the owner, called me and was like, I forgot what it was $50 a month, something not too bad for them. I mean, it's a big company. And or to answer our phone call.
We
But
lost you
don't
there
pay.
for a minute. Something happened and you went dead.
Oh,
The screen froze. So you were talking about the company. You spent $50, and then after that, the screen froze. We didn't hear anything.
all right. So I was trying to communicate that nobody should charge you to be on Google Places or on Google Map. So if someone is telling you, oh, $20 a month, I'll be on your account. No, no, it's your account. It's free
I'll
of charge.
monitor your account for you for $20 a month.
Correct. So now I forgot what it is, maybe a cease and desist. I forgot what the company did, but their listing is no longer there. So that means it's no longer there. So the other person is no longer getting money from them. But I'm going to have to, because he has to reestablish his business, which has been in business since 1965. So it should be pretty easy for Google to recognize that is a real business with actually multiple locations. But just be aware of those people out there.
Yeah, and it's, with anything, when it comes to your domain name, when it comes to hosting, anything that directly affects your visibility online, you should really have ownership of that. And on Google Business, on YouTube, you can actually add people as an administrator. So what that means is take the time and effort to claim the account yourself or give somebody your username and password. Typically what I recommend to business owners is that if you have a personal Gmail account that you actually use either for business, and hopefully you're not, hopefully you're using a business branded, Ryan at Simple Biz Support. I don't use my Gmail account for business. But at the same time, for my business, I have a separate Gmail account that is separate from my personal, so that my business profile has my own Gmail account. So if I need to give that information out to somebody for whatever reason, I'm not giving them access to my contacts, my Gmail, and all that type of stuff. Highly recommend that you do that. If you have a Gmail account and your business is attached to it, that's okay. Go in, take the time and effort to claim the account yourself, and then add somebody on as an administrator. And that way they have access to your business page, not your personal contact information, but your business page. And if you decide that you don't want to do business with that person anymore, all you need to do is go in to manage the accounts, admin, and just remove that person as an administrator, and they have zero access to your website. But that only works if you as the business owner have control of your account in the first place.
This is great. And for those that kind of missed it, rewind and listen to it again, because this is crucial. That means lots of money. If you don't do it right, you can lose money, lose referrals, lose phone calls. So make sure you do exactly what Ryan told you. So you are listed properly, then it's yours, and you always have control of your own account.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple of different situations where, with myself, I do a lot of video marketing. Well, the videos go on YouTube. So here's an example where good 6-9 months in, we've been posting, creating content. It's up on their YouTube channel. Everything is great. We're posting to their blog. And then all of a sudden I go to upload new content and their YouTube channel's been shut down. And it's like, what happened? Well, what happened was they had duplicate content. Somebody else had gone in and created an account. And when Google sees multiple accounts, they shut that account down, that business account. Well, that business account's also tied to the YouTube channel, so we lost all the work that we've been doing over the last 6 or 9 months was gone. Fortunately, the business owner had the original claim to, they had the username and access, and so we were able to go in and rectify the problem with the multiple accounts, get them cleaned up, and once we did that, we verified that with Google, and it took some time. Fortunately, their YouTube channel came back, all the videos were there. But if the owner didn't have that control and somebody else did, it could have, this is something that could have lingered on for a long time. I know web designers, you're not one of them, but web designers who have gotten a hold of URLs for hosting, and they use it as hostage for payment. And it's just not, just as a business owner, we get off on a tangent, but it's really important that you own all of your properties that relate to your business.
Oh yeah, it's part of the business.
Yeah. With that being said, we actually filled our 15 minutes. We didn't get into the actual how to fill out your business account. I think we'll do that next week. But hopefully, as a business owner, you got some good information out of this, which is how to check and see if you actually have a Google Plus account, or excuse me, a Google My Business account, and how to claim it. Do that this week if you don't know. And then next week we'll actually show you a walkthrough of how to build out your account for the first time.
Yes, great. Look for next week.
All righty, Virginie. As always, I appreciate your time, and I hope you have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.